Your mic is on.
Right. Okay, May 4th, safety committee meeting. Our chair, Andrew, is not here today, so I'm running the chair today. So first we have fire.
Okay,
So,
make it real quick for you. For the month of April, we had 29 total calls. 4 were, fires. Couple of them, 3 of them were, one was a burn barrel down on 200 block Columbia Street with construction waste in it. And a couple were, trash and like, brush fires. The one chimney fire. We have 5 hazardous situations, which includes fuel spills, power lines down, and car accidents. We had 17 no emergencies, which we either requested mutual aid and canceled, or alarms, and correction, it was 20. For a total of 29. For the year, for the quarter, we have answered 125 calls, which is up by 19 from last year. So,
okay.
Is there any timetable on the boat? Is that in already?
no, it's in the firehouse.
Is there a timetable when it's going or?
Maybe when it's not gonna rain, or it's supposed to rain all weekend.
Yeah.
No, they're finishing up some work that's been going on through the winter, getting some stuff
Mhm.
mounted. They're taking it out to the county training tower for show and tell for the county. I think Wednesday night, Chamber of Commerce. And then I would say next weekend,
Mhm.
hopefully, as long as everything's done. We were waiting for some parts from the manufacturer that just came in, 2 days ago.
Okay.
Friday, so once they're on, we'll get it back in the water, but it's ready to go.
Yeah.
If we get a call, we're going, so.
Cool.
And the new truck is in production. We got a picture of it the other day.
Well, that's a tease.
Yes. Well, no, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
We've had it for 3 years.
Yeah.
So, the cab is painted. It's sitting outside in nice sunny Florida. That should be coming up to New York, out to Hamburg within the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Huh?
And expected delivery to New York to the dealer is mid-July.
Oh, wow.
And then we should have it, everything goes as planned, it will be at the firehouse mid-August
Oh, wow.
and in service within a week or 2. There's not much learning curve on this one.
Mhm.
So as long as we have enough guys, we'll get it in service pretty quick.
Hmm.
So I would say second, if everything goes as planned, 1st or 2nd week of September, it'll be answering alarms.
Great.
Is that same category? Oh, no, it's different one this time.
It's a rescue, it's a rescue engine.
Oh, okay.
So we have this truck set up to be specific for the alleys. That's kind of how we designed it. It's a little bit shorter wheelbase, than the old one. So we can get in and out of alleys, has a whole lot of holes and a lot of water for quick attack through the back,
Mhm.
should it need it. It's also, the rescue has the rescue tools on it, and be our fast truck for mutual aid as well.
Good. That's it from you. Anyone in public? Any comment? Question? No? Online?
No.
All right, thank you. That was a quick shot.
Oh, you do have one hand up.
It's up to you.
All right, Bill, you have, one question for you, 2 minutes.
Henry Haddad's not here?
No, he's not here.
Okay. I noticed a few months ago, maybe over a year ago, that the fire hydrant, which is now directly across the street from the depot lofts, is out of service, is tagged out of service. My question to Nick or anybody who's with the fire department there is, would you prefer that fire hydrant be in service?
Bill, this question's been asked and answered, it's not being answered again.
I'm asking about that.
You heard Bill. You already.
I'm asking
asked
about
that.
that fire hydrant in particular.
Asked and answered.
Okay.
When?
Thank
When did you
Bill.
answer? Nick, when did you answer about that one?
Emails.
Yeah, I mean, I can go back through the emails and everything else, Bill, and meetings and everything else, so that's it.
Why don't you just repeat what you,
Okay, that's it, Bill. That one?
Yeah, like
Okay.
multiple
Anyone else?
times, multiple times.
No, that was your one.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
For the public's knowledge, public comment and answers from the department are at the discretion of the chair of the meeting, and if a question has been addressed multiple times in previous meetings, we don't continue to address the same question.
Thank you, Claire.
It'll be dead.
All right, Chief, it's fire department now. Okay.
Yes, Chief Franklin is away at school, so I'll just be doing the reports for today. So for April, we had 0 defensive action reports. For arrests, we had 50 arrests for April and 59 charges related to the arrests. We had 11 emotionally disturbed persons calls, and we had 0 overdoses or expected drug use calls. So no OD deaths or Narcan was administered. Also for April, HPD responded to 922 incidences.
The shelter is closed now, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Right, so that's that for section 9. The body warrant, I'm sorry.
When can we ask questions?
So if he finishes your report, after public.
For the body worn camera supervisor reports, there's nothing to report on there out of the norm. And I'll just do up the parking report here. For April, we issued 3,570 tickets. And I have a typo here, but in April, 2,860 tickets were paid at $63,675. The revenue for April for 2025 was 111,000, or correction, yeah, 111,000. And for this year was 144,000. So we were up 23%. And that's all I have for my reports.
I have a question and a constituent concern. Constituent concern is, how often do the speed radars get checked to make sure that they're working, or like the speed radars and the crosswalk signals?
We don't, HPD does not check that.
Okay,
However, I did want to report that we had 0 pedestrian accidents for April and 0 on-roadway accidents involving pedestrians as well, which I think is a great job. I also want to note, I think that DPW, I see them out there doing the curbs, and they're doing a great job and making sure safety is. So to have 0 is pretty good for a city.
and then the question I had was around the, maybe it can go back to Park Mobile. I know that people have access to go to the parking bureau and fight tickets if they think they're inaccurate, but I wanted to just highlight that I witnessed somebody get a ticket after putting in on the app and paying, and then like moments later got a ticket because it didn't register the correct parking zone. And I've had multiple people bring that to my attention, but I don't know if that's something
Actually.
that we
it's
can
to,
figure out.
Yeah, that is on our radar, and that is an issue we are working on. Other than that, though, parking is going great.
Yeah.
But yes, that is a concern. Maybe we can, yeah, we've been talking about delay the time so that it's not right on that mark, because that's what's causing.
And it's something between, like, there's a different zone on the app than when you use just the regular QR code, and that, I think that's also
Okay,
confusing the people and the parking enforcers.
thank you.
Is that under residential complaint on the agenda? It says residential complaints and petitions. So is that what we're covering now? Is the parking claims?
That wasn't my addition to the agenda, but I'm wondering if, if he's referring to the petition around the pocketbook factory parking,
Okay.
but he's not here, so,
Yeah, we're aware of
Yeah.
that as well, yep.
I'm done.
I'm done. We have How about you, Dominic?
What will be going down the agenda, you mean?
No, there's a public comment for police.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
yeah. Public comment.
So two questions now. One, where are the radars for speed?
Well, there's one, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, it's your meeting, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. You could answer this.
So there's one on Harry Howard, okay, and there's one on Glenwood. And is there one on Word Ave? Yeah, Word Ave.
Or,
And it's only a space, it's not it's a radar, letting you know how fast you're going. It doesn't do anything ticket wise.
oh, sure, yeah, you gotta have Albany clear that. And do you track speeding tickets?
Explain, what do you mean? Like,
How many speeding tickets do you clock?
yeah, I did the quarterly report for, January, February, March. I don't have it with me right now. But it's on,
What's the general number? If you just,
I wanna say that I can't remember off the top of the head, but, let's say 250 for a quarter. 200, 250.
where are the majority of those roughly?
I just don't know that off my top of my
You
head.
don't know what ward
I don't,
or area?
no, because it's all over. Well, it's a 2
Well,
mile,
all-
it's a 2 mile, radius city,
So how many speeding tickets potentially do you think you've actually assigned to people on Warren Street? The entire length of Warren?
I don't
No
have that,
idea?
no.
Is that's a concern
Yeah.
of yours?
Sir,
Okay.
yeah, that's fine.
You can,
Yeah.
Can you address yourself, please?
I'm sorry?
Your name and.
Sure, Brent Kruger, and I'm a resident on Warren Street.
yeah, so that data will be right on the website, Hudson website. But the quarter report for traffic is right on there,
Okay.
with all that information, with each location,
And
everything,
it'll have locations also?
correct, all of it. Yep. And you can go back, we've been doing that for years, you can go back to whatever quarters that you want.
But also, as it warms up, you'll notice like bike patrol is out in the Warren Street area more, so, and the speed limit, how long ago was the speed limit dropped to 20 in the city?
Not.
It's 20.
25.
25.
That's actually a follow-up question to that, is, my understanding, all of Warren, top to bottom, is 25.
Oh, it's the whole city's 25.
Pardon?
Whole
The whole
city.
city's 25.
Right, but I'm just asking about Warren Street.
It's
Yeah.
45.
Right, okay.
Any more?
Just curious, we don't have like any extraordinarily fast. Would that be the exception, someone like on 100 or something like crazy like that? You don't run into too much of that, do you?
No, I've been here 26 years, we never had, that I've seen someone going 100 in the city of Hudson, only because of the layout.
Right. Yeah,
When you're going, 30 miles per hour, it seems fast, especially, around people walking, riding their bikes, you know what I mean? Because
like
it's a city.
work or something coming in.
Yeah, work coming in the city,
Well, but,
Bay Road,
Just,
South Third.
right, just to make a point.
I want to give you a point of order, just so that you're aware, because I don't think you've been to a city council meeting since this term has started, but the rules of order are, director question is like, no more than two items per comment, and we try to prevent a back and forth with the people on the committee, but if you have another follow-up question, we'll allow it, and if you have written concern, if you want to submit a written concern to the committee, we can also put it on the record.
Oh, well, I'll do that. I've already done this, Jason.
Okay.
So, I was, yeah. That was not your right.
Yeah. Do you have any other comments?
No, other than, 30 miles an hour, the difference between 25 and 30 miles an hour is, I'm sure the officer would attest, is huge. Especially when you have so many more people using our streets,
Mhm.
using the sidewalks, joggers, bikers, and as you said. It's a
And
huge difference, and people are driving faster than 30 miles an hour on Warren Street.
So, Captain, are you
Thank you.
using, radar?
radar, yeah.
How
Our cars
fast
are
they're
equipped
going?
with radar and our officers are trained in it.
Yeah.
I just don't have the number off the top of my head for that. Like if you were here last month, I had the sheets in front of me, that's all. Sorry. I don't want to give you information that, but we do write a lot of tickets, like I said. Having 0 pedestrian accidents almost for a half a year to me is showing that we are doing our work and that DPW is also doing their side of painting and putting up signs and everything else. So I'm proud to say that actually.
And this is the last thing I can say, I promise. So the only thing I would say to that is that I've talked to several people within the last 2 weeks who've all said they've almost been clipped, including Jason. So, especially at 7th Park.
Right,
So
we
while
wouldn't,
you're tracking people that have been hit,
correct.
I can give you literally the names of people that have come within inches of being hit.
And I think it might be more than a speeding issue. I think the mayor has made his priority like safer crosswalks and maybe making the signage for, you know, pedestrians and to look out for pedestrians more visible. I think that's gonna do a lot for the issue because, you know, new people coming into the city, we have people driving the wrong way on one ways. That's also a concern. Some of the people are not abiding by pedestrians in the crosswalk. So, you know, making some of that signage more visible and, you know, stronger crosswalks, I think can also help make the city a more drivable and safer city.
And I think they're doing that. And you're right, we don't collect almost accidents. We don't.
A lot.
Well, you know what I find frustrating? I'll be at a corner and I'll be standing and waiting. And then, so the driver will see me standing there and they'll actually have the right of way and the light and they'll signal for me to go. And that, I feel conflicting.
That's more I agree that that's more dangerous, but that's like rule of the
A lot of
road.
people do
You
that.
can't make people.
A lot of people do that. I'm like, no, please just go and let me go behind you after you clear the path.
I
You have,
have
so you had
person
Margaret.
online.
Margaret, did you have a question or comment? You had your hand up, so now it's down.
Yeah, sorry, I had my hand up earlier because a question had come up about parking, I think around Pocketbook, is that correct? Petition?
No, we are not talking about that yet.
No, I thought that had come up, somebody referenced it earlier and I was going to give an update. But if this is not the appropriate time to one, I will hold off.
It's there's a resident petition further down on the agenda.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry,
mean-
okay. So Duan, when you get to that, I just do want to make a comment, okay? Thanks.
okay, thank you, Margaret.
And then your
Okay.
second one is Bill.
Okay, Bill.
Yeah, as I understand it, at least starting a few years ago, when Chief Ed Moore said that it's not possible for the cops to use radar guns downtown, that they actually don't do any speeding tickets downtown. And Captain Miller, are you saying that HPD officers issued 200 to 250 speeding tickets last month? Is that what you're claiming?
No, for the first quarter of the year, I believe it was around that 200, 250, might be more for the first quarter.
So for the first quarter, that's 3 months. So you're writing
Correct.
about a little less than 100 speeding tickets a month?
Yeah, whatever that, yeah, divide that number.
And that's on the monthly report, right?
No, we do that.
That's a
quarterly.
bald-faced lie and you know it, Captain
Okay,
Miller.
Bill, you can,
What part? It's not in the section 9, if that's what you're asking. Just so you guys know, these reports that we have here are not our reports per se. These are what you guys asked for in the past. So if you guys want more, I'm not talking about Bill. I'm talking about if you guys want more, you can just ask and we can give it monthly.
but this information in our website already, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So Bill could go on our website and take a look. Okay, now, on the agenda, we have. You don't have anything old business, right? That's it, I think.
That's it.
Okay, the new business, truck road enforcement, now I think, you know anything about it?
Truck enforcement?
Yes,
No, I mean, other than the fact that the guys are trained to do it on the truck route and other places, they see trucks off the truck route, they're
yeah,
advised to enforce that.
yeah, we see a lot of truck going in like Skinny Road, you know, like Union Street and stuff like that, so I mean, you guys monitor those stuff or not, just?
Yes, the officers are
And
trained
they do
to,
get tickets? They just got like.
right, it's under their
warning.
discretion whether they want to write a ticket or not. Because it would be a violation of Hudson City Code or traffic, so they will use their own discretion. With dealing, if, you know, they might decide that if someone was out of the area and ran off the truck route, that it might not, you know, be beneficial to write a ticket, so they will give a warning, whatever they feel is right at that time.
I've seen particular constituent concerns around increase of trucks off of the truck route or getting stuck, going the wrong route, 7 at the square. Trucks are making wrong turns, or when they're coming down state instead of Columbia. I've seen that a few times myself over the last couple of months, so maybe an increase of awareness and enforcement could be helpful right now.
You know, Margaret with her hand up, I don't know if she has something about the truck route.
Yes,
Margaret?
I do have a comment. Yes, so Dewan, Jason and I are in touch with DOT. So I want to clarify something about the truck route. I guess over a year ago, as you know, because you were on the committee, we identified the fact that the only access that we need to provide for through trucks is access from 9 to 9 on either side of town, to 23 and to 66 on that's on the eastern end of town, and we do not have to provide access beyond the warehouse on the other side of town. We are now working to try, we have to put signage up to put that in place. I think the issues, there are two kind of separate issues here. The actual truck route for non in Hudson delivery is limited to going to the warehouse on 9G and then the eastern end of town connecting 9 to 9. It's HPD can't really do much to enforce that until we can get signage agreement from DOT, which Jason and I are working on. And I think some of the issues that y'all are bringing up, and Claire, what you have brought up, and I have seen myself, I had a truck going the wrong way on 5th outside my house on a one-way street 2 days ago, going up 5th to turn, going north on 5th, one-way street to turn right on Warren. That's the kind of non-compliance with traffic that we can address right now. But at the moment, until we can get some mileage out of, if you will, pardon the pun, out of DOT to put in signage, we're kind of in a holding pattern on actually enforcing our true truck route, which does not in fact include Columbia Street. So,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah,
stay
most of the
tuned.
concerns that
That is
the
gonna happen.
constituents
That's gonna
highlighted are
happen.
like semi trucks, not.
Yes,
Not
yes.
double trucks, they're
Exactly.
semi trucks.
Yeah, so what you're seeing is even when we get this the no food truck stuff, what we are seeing in town is vehicles that should not be on state, even if they are, you know, unless they're delivering something to state, they shouldn't be on state. So I think over the next couple of months, we can try to nail this down so that the police department will actually have something that they can say, okay, this is the rule, this is the signage, you're not supposed to be on this road. The case that I observed 2 days ago on 5th was just a clear traffic violation that had nothing to do with truck routes. It was just somebody driving the wrong way on 5th. But I think, you know, we are working on it, and hopefully we will have more to report on that soon. But just Jason's committee is working on that.
Thank you, Margaret. Okay, on next agenda, we have noise complaint from the Pocket Blue Factory. Lot of noise complaint. Did you hear any complaint on the anything?
I don't know off the top of my head that either. I would suggest that they call HPD if they feel the noise is loud and they can handle it accordingly. Again, the officers will use their discretion on whether they're going to issue a ticket or not for noise.
Yeah, it says something about decibel.
The meter, decibel meter, you guys have a decibel meter to check?
Yeah, there was there's something going on with that too. I don't know if the decimals are wrong. Some of them just seem too low, if you will. They don't seem right. So there is another section that they don't need that. So they really don't need that machine. There's a whole different section in the code that for noise that they wouldn't even need that machine to do it. If it's unreasonable noise, repeated. Yeah, it's a different section in the law. So it's really not necessary, is what I'm saying.
You have any question on that? Have a noise complaint?
I don't, I think it got put on the agenda because the concerned constituent, is looking for some resolution around like what is enforceable. So that's more of the question, but if we don't have the answer right now.
Repeated noise. So if they go there once, they're asked to turn it down. If they go there 2 or 3 times and it's repeated, they could issue a ticket. But again, the officers are going to use their own discretion about whether or not they're going to enforce that for whatever. Each situation is different. I wouldn't feel comfortable as commander saying you will write a noise ticket each time when there might be valid reasons.
And I think the concerns that have been repeated in the petition at least are not necessarily like loud music. It's the machinery of the pocketbook factory is
It's correct.
creating continuous noise.
Yeah, I know CMH used to have a unit that would run for their hospital, and it would be the same concern. And again, there was you couldn't shut it down because then patients wouldn't get their service. So again, I don't know exactly what it is that.
Yeah, I think that's the question we're asking for, resolve on maybe for next meeting, because that is what is in the petition. That is, at the common council meeting, Sean came and responded from the pocketbook factory, came and responded that they're within the range, but the neighbors are reporting that they've been measuring the decibels and it's outside of the range. So we're trying to mitigate what is
Right,
the resolve there.
right. And I think there might be a problem with the sound levels, actually.
Margaret?
Yes, I just wanted to give an update following the last council meeting. I had gone back, not relating to the noise issue, but relating to the parking issue. And I believe I sent an email to all members of the council. I do not believe, Captain Miller, that I had sent, I copied the HPD on this. I went back and researched the situation. With regard to parking, the pocketbook factory, per the requirement of the certificate of the COE, and the planning board requirements, they purchased 40 permits for 2025 for parking. And then they have a signed lease with the city that is currently being amended because there were some issues around exactly which spaces they could occupy from DPW and from the fire department. That is in process. But with regard to the requirement that they provide, they are currently using the space behind the fire house. But with regard to the parking requirement that they had from the planning board, they are in compliance. And I just wanted this committee to be aware of that. I did send an email out fairly broadly to everyone after I researched that.
Thank you, Margaret.
And to go back to the noise, I think it's like an enforcement act and also a code enforcement question. They don't come to a specific committee meeting, so I think we as a committee need to have a conversation with code enforcement.
Claire, I completely agree with you on that, and I have started that conversation. The issue around the noise is, as Captain Miller has indicated, it's not, and I think other people here have said, it's not the loud music, etc. And you have said it's the mechanicals.
Right.
And actually, the mechanicals I've talked to multiple people who've been measuring it, they fall below the threshold. But the problem is that an ongoing hum of noise is not the same thing as loud music, for 30 minutes, right? And so I think that's where there is a disconnect here. But from what I have seen, they appear to be in compliance from the information I have been given.
Okay.
Lloyd has a question.
So I lived, when I lived in Tenafly, the front porch was right, the neighbors, for some reason, when they redid their house, they put the HVAC system in the back of their house, pointed right at our front porch. So I've experienced this, so I don't know how hard is it convenience or consideration, we can encourage the pocketbook factory to build in some baffling, noise baffling, is a the word is a consideration, is a kindness. But, because I know that what they're talking about, the hum, it's kind of weird because it comes off, it comes on, it comes off, it comes on, and it's only like that.
Yeah, and I don't know if they already have any of that.
I think they're in
Okay.
compliance.
Yeah.
My understanding, they're in compliance with what the planning board and
Yeah.
code signed off on all that, so.
Yeah,
See,
so
so-
far, they've already done those things.
And see, that's why we, when,
Yeah.
when I said we don't,
Can they do more?
They-
Can the baffle better?
I think that's the pocketbook's discretion once the project is approved, so I think that's the next step conversations between
yeah,
code enforcement, neighbors, pocketbook. That's sort of where we are right now.
And I've been in that situation, it's kind of frustrating.
and it sounds like they're in compliance with parking as well, right? Isn't it?
It's what Margaret said.
Well, see, this is this is where we're at with the pocketbook factories.
Okay, who we have online?
Ronald has his hand up.
Ronald?
Yes, thank you. In relation to this question of the sound problem at the pocketbook factory, after the meeting of the council where one of the neighbors brought up the question of sound levels, I looked at the planning board portal, and I think in the final agreement to allow the project to go forward, there is a reference to a sound mitigation plan. And I tried to see if this was published anywhere on the planning board site, and I did not find it. So I guess this would be a question for the planning board. If there is such a plan that was approved as part of the agreement, is this in writing anywhere? Thanks.
Thank you.
Or somebody trying to infer that the IDA has a pilot, and there might be considerations that they, in their pilot agreement.
Yeah, and I think what we were saying at the council meeting is that it wouldn't actually go back to the planning board. It would now be on code enforcement to be enforcing what has been approved. So
Right.
the question is actually at the code enforcement office, and if they're below the threshold, then for what they were
Yeah.
approved for, then there's not
We can do that.
anything to enforce.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So I would say, not,
Sorry,
not, please.
Could I
Margaret?
speak to what Ronald just brought up?
Yeah,
So, there are two separate issues here, and Claire's correct. Once the planning board has approved it and they were given their certificate of occupancy, then the certificate of occupancy by definition means that the code enforcement went through and checked off everything that they were required to do. And at that point, it is then up to code enforcement going forward to ensure that they are abiding by what was agreed to. But they would not have gotten a COO without meeting all of the requirements. And so I think on the subject of noise and sound, I have not seen that mitigation plan that you're talking about, and I can go and try and find it. But when I did a tour with them a couple of weeks ago, they showed me all of the things that they have in place to mitigate noise whenever they have an event. They have screens that they put up in the windows to prevent noise. They have a sound engineer who monitors sound outside of the venue, one street over, and so forth. So I think from the point of view and listening to the residents, it does not appear to be an issue with noise from the events themselves. I think the bottom line here is the noise from the mechanicals. Which was probably not part of that sound mitigation thing. Now, our thresholds for sound at night in the area where they are, and I don't recall whether they're residential or mixed residential commercial, but our threshold is, I believe, 45 decibels at night, which is it's pretty low, but you know, I think it comes down to is, are they exceeding that? Are they not exceeding that? But it really does come back to code enforcement to look at whether that's working or not. But I do know that they did put in a number of mitigating strategies specifically for sound emanating from the venue when they were having events. And what we're not hearing from residents is that the events are creating noise, as in music and so forth. So that appears to have worked. But I think it's, as Claire has indicated, the real issue for the residents is the mechanicals.
Thank you. So I know DPW.
Excuse me, could I just respond to that, if I may? I did raise my hand again. I understand that this has to do with the mechanicals and not with events. What I'm wondering is, first of all, if this text exists, this mitigation plan in writing, and if it's available anywhere. I agree that now it'd be in the hands of code enforcement, but I wonder if there is such a plan in writing, if it has anything to say about the mechanicals and ongoing noise, and if there's supposed to be some provision for the measurement of ongoing noise in this plan. That's all. Thanks.
So Ron, I can follow up on that and try to track that down, okay?
Thanks.
Do you have any question?
I got something about DPW.
Okay, yeah. Now, I know on the agenda, we have the DPW, complete the stop sign and, all the sign on the curb and painting.
Yeah, so, DPW, it's on the schedule to do they're only responsible for the yellow paint on the corners. The handicap, signage and the handicap painting is on Pocketbook. City doesn't do that. So Pocketbook had to reorder the sign. That should be on, because it's a wrong sign for the handicap parking on Prospect side. That should be on Thursday, and hopefully the painting, repainting of the handicap spots should be done by the end of the week. So the other DPW, like the DPW, is only the yellow curb park corner.
Yeah, we see that, yeah, it did paint the curb and everything is.
Yeah, and that's gonna help a lot.
Yeah.
That painting's gonna help.
Yeah.
Big time.
Before you don't know what already going, yeah, now it looks better too. Yeah. Any question? Public? You done? I'm done.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Okay. Any question? Anyone else? No?
Anyone online?
No, nobody online?
Did you say you do 900 a month?
922 incidences for the month of April.
So that's like 30 a day.
Yeah, it kind of explains why certain things might not be as high as you may want to, because we have a lot of priority calls, a lot of domestics, a lot of things that we handle, more than just parking.
Are there a lot of repeats that are like unresolving and just perpetual?
I mean, of course, I think that's normal. We have a lot of repeat offenders. But sometimes we'll run a shift with 2 guys.
Right.
That's it. And they're running call to call to call, so they're doing the best they can, and they're doing a great job. And just like DPW and the fire department, I think you guys are very lucky to have, I live here and I watch what they do, and I think it's awesome. I know it's not, we can do better, but.
Yeah, go back.
And you guys do. I'm not just saying that, I live here and I know there's little issues, I call them little, but we could have bigger problems, but I worked here and we had bigger problems, so.
I've heard.
So it's all Kia system been installed or not?
No, it's taken a while.
Is that a dead issue?
No, they're working on it. It's getting worked on.
How many we already installed?
I think they wanted 10.
Yeah, 10.
Yeah,
And more than 16, right?
yeah, I believe there's 6 right now. So they want 10. Yeah, I think it's 10.
There's something on the agenda. I don't know if we addressed the the HPD's opinion on the citywide no turn on red. Is there any thought?
Yeah, that one, I saw a email from the mayor, I mean, something like, you don't want to, you saw the email?
No.
Yeah, something like that.
You don't want to do it?
Yeah, he said,
He doesn't want to do it,
something I'm not sure, but look,
and he's suggesting.
you know anything about it? No return on.
I know you guys
red,
discussed it.
We discussed it and we tried to
We can leave that one for the
implement,
chief,
but, yeah,
my opinion on
yeah,
that.
chief, okay.
I'll chime in.
But-
I think if you have 0 pedestrian accidents, you really don't need it.
Hey, Margaret, you know any information about that?
Yes,
No?
yeah,
No?
I just want to make a comment on the no turn on red. If this committee wants to make a recommendation to the full council, what I would recommend is that if you are recommending and having the council discuss that process, it can then go to legal, and as we did with reducing the speed limit to 25, we can work on local laws to change that to no turn on red. And for what it's worth, when this first came up, my immediate response was, this is ridiculous, because we have very short blocks and there are stop signs and red lights, and I come down 6th and turn right on Warren all the time, and I can see all the way down to the Presbyterian Church. And then a fellow council member said, no, hang on, give it a shot, see what you think. And so for the last 3 or 4 weeks, I have been treating every red light as a no turn on red, and it actually makes very little difference to my life. And if indeed it improves safety, I'm fine with it. But it'll be up to this committee to see if you want to make a recommendation to the full council. Full council will discuss it. And if the council wants to move forward, then legal committee will write the necessary legislation. But
I
I
think
will
when we
leave
had
that
our
to-
small conversation about it, we talked about the fact that the most dangerous stoplights already have a no
Correct.
turn on red.
And that was my,
signage, so.
that was exactly my initial response, Claire, was you cannot turn right on red at 4th and State, for example. And one of the things I would have been interested in was how many accidents have there been where a vehicle was making what is currently a legal right turn on red involving a pedestrian? How often does that happen? So yes,
We
they're
had
going-
0 pedestrian accidents on the
Exactly.
roadways this year.
Exactly.
Again,
Yeah,
but we don't keep
Yeah.
track of almost, so that's
Yeah.
that
So I
could be
mean,
one of the issues.
yes, you're going to have situations where somebody makes an illegal right turn on red because the intersection is not safe and they should not have done that in the first place. But yeah, my initial reaction, Claire, was, well, have there been any accidents? And we already, if it's a dangerous turn, then we should put signage up, no turn on red. But just from a day-to-day practical point of view, I've been testing it out and haven't really seen much of an issue. But I'll leave it to this committee to make a recommendation to the council, and depending what the council wants to do, legal can take it up and work on a local law.
Okay.
Well, it all comes back to also the drivers obeying those laws, because on Tuesday, on way home from the meeting, we were coming up 4th Street and somebody's coming down a one-way street. So it all depends on somebody obeying the laws too.
Yeah, it's your.
Can I ask one last question?
Yeah.
Say anything around, everything operation unit,
That's
Say
good.
what?
That's good.
yeah, alright, so I was wondering, do you, because I keep hearing reoccurring statements that we don't keep track of all these accidents, right? Would it really make sense to do that? Because it would make sense to do that in general, right?
We just wouldn't have means to do it. I suppose if that person would call to say, hey, I almost got in an accident, but people don't generally, that's not something people really do, right? They're just happy that they didn't get hit and they move on with business and each party goes on their way. So we wouldn't have that. Like, it just doesn't exist.
You don't want to tie up manpower in that either, right?
I mean, you would have someone sitting at an intersection watching it, maybe that whole day, nothing,
Right.
nothing would happen, right? Because it's just,
Yeah.
it's like rolling the dice. We don't know when it's,
Right.
I mean, we drive around, okay, like.
Yeah.
And there's not like, if the police saw something like that, they're gonna stop anyway. Hey, are you okay? So that generally doesn't happen either.
But Zaid, like, to your point, that's usually where like constituents and neighbors do things like petitions, or they spend volunteer time, like, I spent X amount of days watching this intersection, it's a little dangerous, I've seen this many times that this thing has happened, then you report it to the police, and then that's something that they'll be like, cool, let's see if we have the manpower to pay attention to that. That's usually how that type of thing would get addressed or handled. They wouldn't just.
But some of our guys, I mean, to be fair, do watch intersections daily, for whatever, blowing the light, blowing the stop sign, cell phones, whatever it is. Yeah. So it's not like they're not around. They are around and they're watching this stuff. And I have no doubt what you say is true. It's just a matter of, collecting that data.
And more now that it's warm, right? They're on bike patrol and.
Yeah,
stuff like
they,
that.
when you
They
guys.
walk around and-
Back,
They already started.
they start on.
Well, the cameras that are set up, are they set up at intersections that are currently set up?
Somewhere.
Are they recorded?
Yes.
So you could conceivably collect data and film it, right? Are you having somebody view it, say, oh,
If you had someone available to review, let's say 8 hours of that, to find that one person that almost may have got hit by a car that day, and you could do that each day, but it would take a lot of manpower.
I just mean after the fact, right? Just
Right, and we do that after the fact. If something happens, we will check, or if someone did report, hey, I almost
Right, yeah,
got
yeah,
hit by a semi,
right. exactly.
we would check that out.
Right, but it always falls in, they have to report it first for you to do that.
Correct.
Yeah.
It would be hard, it'd be really hard to try to guess something like
Right,
that.
yes.
And then, like I said, there's 922 other incidences that they're responding to.
Mm-hmm.
So
And it's only gonna get warmer.
we had 50 arrests for April. So as it gets nice out, we'll probably have more statistically.
About the e-bike.
I haven't heard, that was hot and heavy there for a while. We did do some, outreach on that, some programs with people. We had Sergeant Hodges do a couple of details. I haven't heard, much on e-bikes for the last, but it is getting warmer.
Yeah, that's my concern.
But
It's
nothing-
getting warmer.
nothing
There's
yet.
A lot of e-bike now on the street, so.
We do see them again. We do see some are reckless, but they're advised we talked about this last summer, to keep an eye on that as well.
What about Columbia Hill Park? Can you ride bikes in the park? E-bikes? Cause I got a couple of reports that they're using a ramp and all that, so.
Yeah, I would say if you see an e-bike in any park, that you call the police so that we can deal with that. They should not be doing that.
Okay. There's no signage, right?
There is no signage for it might have some bicycle,
Signage, right?
yeah.
I think we adopted, signage for e-bike. Right.
But it's not, again, I'm not saying it's not happening. We haven't had any calls really on that. The e-bike usage in the parks.
Yeah.
Some people might see it and just, again, move on with business,
Or not even think that it's a reportable thing, right? Because they may think, oh, they can ride it in there, even though they're being dangerous at the playground, because I heard some, they were weaving it out of the young kids, I probably have.
I read the same thing.
So,
Yeah, I would say, people can call us for anything, and if, some people, that don't have time, or they think it's dumb or whatever, just call us. We'll figure it out.
I think.
It's not a big deal.
Margaret,
We'll give you floor, hold on. Yeah, Margaret, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, sorry, on the e-bikes, my dog is beginning to bark, so ignore him if he barks. Yes, that's on, we had brought that up, the end of last year, and we broke it into 3 components, which is what Captain Miller has indicated, which is the police department is giving people warnings and speaking to them. But we want to review and update the code so that the police department actually has something to work against with regard, not just to e-bikes, but also to scooters. So that will be coming from the legal committee, hopefully in the next couple of months.
Thank you. You have a question?
On the intersection thing, going back to that, I mean, if somebody is going to sit there for 16 hours looking at video, one thing I would suggest is actually looking at pedestrians crossing against the light. Pedestrians crossing the street, looking at their phones. You know, I mean, the most of the things that I have seen, to be honest, have been more about pedestrians strolling along and not paying any attention to whether or not they have the right of way. Obviously, when you're driving, the pedestrian always has the right of way, regardless of whether or not the light is red or green for you. You always yield to a pedestrian. But I think it would help if pedestrians were more self-aware as they are crossing intersections. Just my
I do
2
think
cents.
it could be helpful. Maybe we can talk to the mayor if there's something on the city website for pedestrians, it's just like something brief reminding of pedestrian safety, as tourists
Right.
are coming to the city, or, you know, anywhere
Yes.
that we have tourist information available, maybe we just have some type of infographic reminding them of pedestrian safety, I think could be beneficial.
No, I completely agree. And I think, Claire, a lot of the stuff that we're talking about, and Captain Miller, we had talked about this last year. I think a lot of what we're talking about could be accomplished through awareness, education, hey,
Right.
safety campaign, as opposed to writing tickets.
And Zaid, I think because I think that would be a perfect thing if we decided to take up a safety campaign to invite some young organizers in the community that have ideas around this to be a voice on something like that.
I think that's a great suggestion because
Yeah.
also if we had young organizers involved, much of the scooter e-bike stuff is kids in the middle school and the high school. And that would be, to me, a very good suggestion.
Oh,
Yeah, honestly, not, Go ahead. Say Anthony. Honestly, no, 922, those are reports.
Yeah, each incident calls, correct, reports.
Is that above average for summertime, since it's getting hot, you know, more people are doing crazy stuff outside?
Yeah, we're gonna have, so that was for April, we'll have more now, now that it's getting nicer, more people are out, more people visiting. We'll have more calls than that, so if you came here next month, I'm sure it will be more than 944 or whatever I said. We're really busy, city. And, I'm glad we are, because, you know, that's how we stay afloat here, we want people to come and visit, we want them walking around.
okay. Any more questions? Public, online?
I make a motion to carry. I just chime in again on the pedestrian thing. I've seen people with baby carriages forcing against the light. It's kind of like worse.
Yeah.
Motion's on table.
And
Second.
Okay, we have motion by Karen, Dominic, second by Clara. Meeting in. Thank you.
thank you for that.